Well, good morning, everyone, here at the Mercedes-Benz booth at CES 2019. Very, very last day for us here in Las Vegas. And we had so many different announcements over here. And it's actually also our very first or 1-year anniversary of MBUX, our new infotainment system that we announced during CES 2018. But now with the new Mercedes-Benz CLA, we also added a bunch of new features to it. And therefore, it's going to be a really interesting talk for you guys to see what our experts of the MBUX interior assistant team have to say about this. So I'm going to leave you with them, going to come back later and ask them some more questions. So please enjoy.
Okay, thank you, Sasha. So good morning also from my side. My name is Volker Entenmann. I'm responsible in Mercedes-Benz development for the interior assistant project. And you already know that last year we introduced here the Mercedes-Benz user experience, the MBUX, as a new way of interacting. Should remain here at the table. As a new way of interacting with the vehicle functions and infotainment system in a Mercedes. The MBUX has a strong focus on touch input. So we have the touch controls on the steering wheel, we have a touchpad in the center console, and we have a touch screen. And of course, the MBUX also sets the benchmark for natural language understanding. This year, we are presenting the next innovation, which brings MBUX to an even higher level. The MBUX Interior Assistant understands your body language, and it can control functions without explicit action by the user. It detects the natural movements of your hands, and it automatically adapts the infotainment display. It proposes the next most likely action, it provides shortcuts to often used functions, and it controls the interior lights. So let's have a look how this works.
Hi, Mum. Remember what I showed you? Thanks for taking along.
Oh, wow! Yes.
So as you see, the interior assistant establishes a new category of in-car user experience. It is the first system which provides proximity detection not only for the touch screen, but also for the touchpad. So when your hand comes close to any of those input devices, this is a clear indication that you want to operate the infotainment system. And the Interior Assist automatically supports you by highlighting icons on the home screen, by providing the control bar in the navigation on demand, or by activating the cover flow in the media and the radio application. Even more, the Interior Assistant is the first system which can reliably distinguish between driver and passenger. It just knows to whom a hand belongs, and it can react accordingly. For example, if you want to start a seat massage in the comfort menu, the Interior Assist already highlights your seat on the display while your hand is still approaching the touch screen or the touchpad. And I'm pretty sure if you have used the seat massage once, it will become one of your favorites, and you want to have a very direct way to start it. With the Interior Assist, you can assign the seat massage, but also all of your other favorites, like a destination, your home address, a telephone number, a radio station, to a favorite pose. Favorite pose means you hold your hand horizontally, you shape a V with your index finger and your middle finger, and you hold that pose for a short time. The Interior Assist will immediately detect that pose and will trigger the respective function. And again, the nice thing is that driver and passenger can assign individual functions to the same pose. So if we stay with our example of the seat massage, the driver can assign the seat massage for the driver's seat to the favorite pose, while the co-driver can assign the seat massage for the passenger seat to the very same pose. So they use the same pose for different functions. And if we are able to reliably distinguish between driver and passenger, we can also enable or disable specific function for one of them. We use this capability of the system for the top view of our surround view parking system. So when you have this top view on the screen and you approach the screen as a driver, you will get an overlay which enables you to switch fast between the different camera views. While when you want to do it as a passenger, it will not be possible because we want to avoid any distraction of the driver while parking. Reading light control has been a challenge for a long time for the UX design, because hitting a small button or a touch-sensitive area in an overhead position at night is a difficult task for many users. With the interior assist, you can move your hand up and down below the inside mirror, and the system will switch on and off your reading light. This movement does not have to be precise. It can happen anywhere underneath the inside mirror, because the system knows, again, to whom the hand belongs, and it can switch on the reading light on the respective side. And even more, think of sitting in your car at night, you have a bag on the passenger seat, and you want to take your wallet out of this bag. The interior assistant is the first system which provides you an automatic searchlight in that situation. So when you reach for the bag, the system will switch on the searchlight on that side. It will keep on the light as long as you handle your bag or your wallet. And when you pull your hand back to the driver's side, the light will be switched off. So this is really some kind of magic. The interior assist just supports you based on the overall context. It knows it is dark, there is an object but no passenger on the passenger seat, and you reach out for that object. You do not have to know anything. You do not need training. It just happens. So the question is, where does this magic come from? The MBUX interior assistant is a vision-based system. A roof-mounted camera feeds images to an innovative image processing, which is completely based on artificial intelligence and deep learning. When we started this project 2 years ago, AI was just entering the industry from the research labs, and we had to do a lot of pioneering work to really make the system happen on an embedded, affordable platform as a product in our cars today. So we decided on 2 things. First, we set up our own software development team at MBRDI, Mercedes-Benz Research and Development in India, under the lead of Praveen Bhatt, who is next to me. Welcome, Praveen.
Thanks.
Good to have you with us. And second, we decided to team up with Xilinx on the processing platform. And Ralph Wittig, who is standing on my other side. Ralph, nice to have you with us.
Thank you, Volker.
We teamed with him and his CTO team on the AI toolchain. So, Praveen, what are the specific challenges for you and your team on this project?
Thanks, Volker. As you know, the machine learning software projects are essentially very different from the traditional software projects. The first challenge is, of course, the data. A lot depends on the high quality and high volume of data. And the deep learning refinement process is an iterative process.
Yes.
And it was very important for us to set up an end-to-end chain with our own data infrastructure and the pipeline. Once we had this, we also were working on the challenge because, as you said, it was coming from the research lab. A lot of things were not streamlined, and they were even unknown.
Yeah.
And there was also the challenge because it was a pre-development project and we had to bring it into production in the car within a very restricted timeline. So yeah, there were a lot of challenges.
So Praveen, and how did you tackle the challenges with your team?
Well, we were working with a new type of camera in a unreleased interior, and we had to bring it to the car. As I said, the first challenge was how do we handle the data? We set up a very large annotation team in-house. They sit very close to the deep learning algorithm guys, and they together refine the models. Once the data part and the algorithm part was handled, the other challenge was to handle the embedded target part. And that was to refine the models in such a way that we don't compromise in the accuracy. We set up our own annotation tool with very innovative features, and in the process, we ended up having a large labeled pose estimation data set with millions of images. And it was also important for us to have our own proprietary deep learning algorithms, which probably are with highest level of accuracy in localization and pose estimation. And the final step was to bring this to the automotive grade embedded device without compromising the accuracy. And I guess we managed it really well. It's in the car.
Yes. So talking about the automotive grade devices, Ralph, I mean, this project was certainly also a big challenge for Xilinx.
Yeah, indeed, Volker. So setting out, we were impressed by the AI network which Daimler has designed. It's actually quite complex. Of course, we scratched our heads thinking, how can we deliver the compute horsepower that is required to execute a model like that? We also were quite concerned with the latency requirements. The system has to be very interactive, and interactivity requires really low latency. And then finally, the computer and the camera are actually housed in this location inside the car which is sun exposed. So we cannot burn any power because we can't really cool the platform. It's all passively cooled. So thermal requirements, really power requirements were really challenging on this platform.
So Ralph, your team spent a lot of work on the project. What are the answers and the solutions with which you came up?
Yeah, so first of all, we set out to design a special AI processor that is focused on embedded applications. It's an overlay processor which we can configure into our part that allows us to adjust the features of the processor, and we actually fine-tune the features together with Praveen and team. This processor is actually a different kind of AI processor. It's a data flow AI processor, which is a technical term for not storing the data anywhere, keeping the data flowing. Every time you store the data somewhere, you incur latency. So we've designed a data flow AI processor which goes into our chip, and we fine-tuned that processor together with Praveen's team for the workload requirements of the application.
So this was a really great achievement, which is the basis to have this feature now and this functionality in a car. But when we talk about such a project with a new technology and a very short, ambitious, aggressive schedule, another important part is the communication and the collaboration between the team at MBRDI in India and the Xilinx teams all over the world. So Praveen and Ralph, can you tell us a bit about this cooperation?
Yeah, well, Xilinx has been a very important partner and very helpful in every step of the journey. It was the collaboration effort that we could utilize every resource on the target device. And we had multiple workshops between our programs from MBRDI and the talented team of Ralph from Xilinx that had multiple workshops in Bangalore, in San Jose, that we could achieve some fantastic results that looked very impossible to begin with.
Yeah, so I can only second that. So really tight collaboration with Praveen and team. As I mentioned already, we really co-optimized an AI processor for the algorithm and the algorithm for the processor. And with that, we really achieved extremely efficient processing performance, which really leads to low power and low latency. The most challenging aspect really was in the end when we had to get the precision and accuracy up. In normal desktop class and even data center class processors, you have the
ability to process in full precision floating point. Over here, we're in an embedded device, very thermally constrained. We really had to reduce the data type precision of the processor. That took us quite some time, tight collaboration. In the end, we succeeded. And as Volker mentioned, you should try out the magic yourself if you haven't. The accuracy with which this assistant operates is magical.
Okay. Thank you for your cooperation during the project and the big achievements of both of your teams. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope we could give you some interesting insights into the functionality and also the image processing of the interior assistant. This system is our first step towards an intelligent interior, which understands the body language of the occupants and which reacts by automating comfort and interior functions. And we call the system by intention assistant because today we have a lot of assistant systems for the driving tasks. They automate part of the driving task and thus provide comfort and safety to the customer. And this is what exactly we want to do now for the interior. We want to automate comfort functions, we want to automate interior functions for increased comfort and safety of our customers. The system just naturally adapts to what the humans, the occupants already do, and it definitely sets a new category of in-car user experience. So thank you very much for your attention. Thank you again, Praveen and Ralph, for joining me on stage.
Well, thank you guys for joining us here on stage.
Thank you.
You can shake hands afterwards in the back. Really, really interesting. I mean, to see how MBUX evolved over the last 12 months and how this kind of switched from a kind of touch interface or kind of graphical user interface that interacts with the user and also through the voice assistants, now to something that is more about kind of haptic feedback. It's just maybe the right way of how I'm going to personalize the user experience in the car and of the future. Are we going to see more of it?
Yeah, definitely. So as I already said, this is the first step towards an intelligent interior. Of course, we still have a lot of ideas how to improve and how to enhance the capabilities of the system. For us, it is important to keep the user interaction, despite of all the functionality, very simple and intuitive. And we do not want to teach sign language to our customers. We want this magical moments that
it's almost natural gestures that
just happened. Yeah, so this is our philosophy, our strategy, and you can be sure we will be back next year with some additional features in that direction.
And what I would like to recommend to you guys is just, you have to try it out on your own, right? So we have 2 CLAs over here, and there's an EQC in the back, and we also have this kind of open MBUX demo systems over there. But the new interior assist will be on the both CLAs, so give it a try. This was our very last Future Talk of this year's CES. Thank you so much for joining us. We still have a couple of live demos going on throughout the day. But anyways, I wish you a happy new year. Well, I can still say that, even though it's already almost in the middle of January. Thank you so much for joining us, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.